As we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied.
In America, black people are treated very much as the Vietnamese people or any other colonized people, because we're brutalized. The police in our community occupy our area. Our community as a foreign troop occupies territory. And the police are there not to, in our community, not to promote our welfare or for our security and our safety, but they're there to contain us, to brutalize us and murder us because they have their orders to do so. And just as the soldiers in Vietnam have their orders to destroy the Vietnamese people. The police in our community couldn't possibly be there to protect our property because we own no property. They couldn't possibly be there to see that we receive the due process of law for the simple reason that the police themselves deny us the due process of law. And so it's very apparent that the police are only in our community, not for our security, but the security of the business owners in the community, and also to see that the status quo is kept intact.
The controlled press, the white press, inflames the white public against Negroes. The police are able to use it to paint the Negro community as a criminal element. The police are able to use the press to make the white public think that 90% or 99% of the Negroes in the Negro community are criminals. And once the white public is convinced that most of the Negro community is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police to move into the Negro community, exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well dressed or whether he is poorly dressed, whether he is educated or whether he is dumb, whether he's a Christian or whether he's a Muslim. As long as he is black and a member of the Negro community, the white public thinks that the white policeman is justified in going in there and trampling on that man's civil rights and on that man's human rights. Once the police have convinced the white public that the so-called Negro community is a criminal element, they can go in and question, brutalize, murder unarmed, innocent Negroes, and the white public is gullible enough to back them up. This makes the Negro community a police state. This makes the Negro neighborhood a police state. It's the most heavily patrolled. It has more police in it than any other neighborhood, yet it has more crime in it than any other neighborhood. How can you have more cops and more crime? Why? It shows you that the cops must be in cahoots with the criminals.
Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you spare me over till another year? open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day?
It's Tommy. They got Tommy.
Oh, my.
News. Sweet Jesus, we gotta save them.
When you graduate from that police academy, I guarantee that you are going to be indoctrinated into a philosophy that if you don't toe the line, you're going to have some problems.
Yeah.
And that is the bottom line. Now, we can dance around it all you want, and somebody spoke on some other issues. If you think that racism and white supremacy is not involved in police departments, you better check yourself. Because the KKK has been involved in law enforcement from when it just about started. So you can look at the historical perspective, you can bring it back to today, but the bottom line is we have an obligation. I have had more guns pointed at my head as a young man before I became a police officer. I don't even know how I made it. And when you look up to a shotgun that's pointing at you, it changes you.
Two Florida police officers are off the job tonight following allegations they were in the Ku Klux Klan. These two officers served in the Fruitland Park Police Department until an FBI report identified them as secret members of the KKK.
An international FBI probe uncovered allegations linking the men to a local chapter of the Ku Klux Klan. A confidential source named Deputy Chief David Borst and Corporal George Honeywell as Klansmen. Borst resigned Friday. Honeywell was fired amid the allegations brought to their chief.
These are disturbing allegations, especially since this same issue came up in this same department 5 years ago. In 2009, a different officer had to resign after it emerged that he was in the KKK. That's him. There in the Klan hood and striped shirt. And earlier this year, a local KKK leader actually bragged to a local TV station that they had members in positions of authority.
What you've seen is just the tip of the iceberg right now. We have police officers, paramedics, judges, they're everywhere.
Klansmen, judges, and police officers? This warrants further investigation, especially since the KKK in Central Florida has a long, violent history.
Listen, why do they give you these souvenirs and you have them? Let's see.
Because they no longer have use for them. This is the robe of a former Grand Dragon for the state of Maryland. Mm-hmm. Green is the color of the Grand Dragon level. And this guy, he went to prison for conspiring to bomb a synagogue.
Quickly, Daryl, I don't have a lot of time.
In Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then later went to prison for conspiring to kill two black men with a shotgun. His day job was a Baltimore City police officer as the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan.
Currently in his home in Jacksonville, Joseph Moore is safe. At this time, he's removed from the hatred, cross-burning, and murder plots that he says are pervasive in the KKK and make him a wanted man among the people that he spied on.
If the KKK had a target, it would be me.
Moore says that the acts of the Klan go beyond the typical violence associated with the organization. He says that the Klan has members in the city, county, and state levels of law enforcement all across Florida.
I can tell you that none of these agencies have any control over any of it.
Moore even has video of a meeting with a now former prison guard who is conspiring to murder a black inmate as retaliation for the inmate's actions against another prison guard who is in the Klan.
If you want to know why people don't trust the police, it's because they have a relative or a friend that they witness being targeted by an extremist who happened to have a badge and a gun.
While an informant, Moore says that he helped stop multiple murder plots by the Klan, something he says now puts a target on his back.
Well, the main reason is to get this information out to the general public before something does happen to me.
An Army veteran who lived a double life as an extremist to help the FBI take down the KKK. Reporting in Jacksonville, Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, on your side.
Rena and Robert Mathis were looking at the charming home on a large wooded lot in Holton when they noticed something disturbing. They didn't know it, but the house belonged to Muskegon police officer Charles Chuck Anderson.
It was a full-length Confederate flag, so I'm like, I'm not liking this. There's one plaque on the wall. So I walk over to the wall and I read the plaque and it said KKK application. So I was like, I'm done. I say, I want to get out of here right now.
The couple put their findings on Facebook, and it got the attention of the community, leading to city officials announcing that Anderson was on leave pending an investigation. We went to the home to talk to Anderson, who was there, but his wife came to the door.
Can't say anything right now. Wish we could, because it would probably set a lot of things straight, but...
He's not.
Correct.
He's not a member of the Klan.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Good evening, I'm Tom Tucker.
And I'm Diane Simmons.
Our top story, Mayor West has dispatched the entire Quahog police force to Cartagena, Colombia to assist in the rescue of fictional 1984 movie character Elaine Wilder. More on that later. Now let's go to Ollie Williams' Cooking Corner. What are you making, Ollie? Eggo! Thanks, Ollie. And now this.
The story on everyone's mind continues to be the absence of police officers in Quahog. Sir, as a citizen, how has this affected you?
The police are gone? Oh my God, we're finally safe!
Bring on the scene, instead of heart singing so joyfully. Just look around, you won't see these drums and check it out.